Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious Sunday afternoon? Sunday. I hope you're doing well and glorious and fantastic and awesome and all the other superlatives that currently escape my mind at the moment. Yeah, it's an interesting day outside, I gotta admit. It's been off and on showers, and we just had some dark clouds roll in. I don't think it's going to be thunderstorm clouds, but it looks like it's going to be some heavy rain. And so it's kind of done some funny things with the temperatures. I mean, when the dark clouds are in there, it's kind of cooler, which is nice. But then when the lighter clouds come in, it warms up, and it feels kind of bleh. It feels warmid. Warmid. That's not a word, but it's a word I'm using right now because it's not quite like muggy and humid and sticky, but it's like uncomfortable enough for me. And clearly, if it's uncomfortable enough for me, it deserves its own word. So how's your weekend been going? I'm gonna jibba jabba with you while we're setting things up. Actually, I'll apologize if things move a little bit slower at first. Not only the fact that it's Sunday and got to get the gears going again. Got to get the cobwebs knocked loose, but also because I'm burning my backups of last month's episodes, and I started like over an hour ago, and it was only supposed to take 25 minutes, but I do not think that number is correct because, like I said, it's over an hour ago, and the last I checked, it was still like 10 minutes to go, so it's apparently a very slow process. Now, hopefully, let me see, it would just be disk I/O. So, hopefully, it doesn't take up too much processing power, which means we should be okay. But just in case it is slow, it's not just you, and it's not really the fault of my computer, but an explanation, not an excuse. I don't make excuses. Excuses are the crutch of those who are not Freelancer Joe. Merely explanations for why things are the way they are. But yeah, how'd your weekend go? How'd your Sunday go? How is your Sunday going? Certainly hope it's going good. Certainly hope you have better weather than we're having right now. Although, maybe this is your kind of weather. Actually, with the dark clouds and heavy rain, I don't mind. Like I said, it's when those light clouds come out and, Let me just point out. Yeah, let me just go ahead and point out. Taking advice, supposing you're a member of the alt-right, taking advice from BuzzFeed, what's the best analogy I can put it to? It's like McDonald's taking advice from Burger King. Very rarely do opposing parties have your own best interests in mind. What you really want to do, if you're looking for advice, is you take it from your friends, and not people that show up and hang around with you. You want to take advice from people that hang around with you when the times are bad. Those are your true friends. That's just a little bit of life advice from Freelancer Joe. Not that I actually ever came up with that myself. as much as I like to talk about the great and many wonderful things that I can think of, look, that's just basic human nature. People smarter than me, and they do exist, and they have existed, and they'll continue to exist, have figured out lots of very common problems, common to humans. And while I am certainly a top-notch human, those similar problems still apply to me. And presumably they apply to you too. I'm assuming you're human. But you're very good humans because you're watching my channel. Alright. What are we doing? Well, if we're not sure what we're doing, we'll check our Toto.txt. I remember what we're doing. I'm just taking it easy because Sunday, first day of the week, fresh start, fresh start. We can set the tone for the rest of the week. Now, for most people, they give the first day of the week to Monday. I refuse to give that honor to Monday, just because I don't like Monday. Not that there's anything wrong with Monday, because if you look at it, it's also the first day of the work week, which is another way to set the tone for the next couple of days. But it's also the first day of the week when I simply have to I have to start considering other people in my plans, and other people's actions affect me. Whereas on the weekend, I can isolate myself and be a nice little hermit, and other people don't bother me. Alright, so we were working on the demo site. We're making it more presentable because we're planning on adding it to my own website, so we need to have add explanations as to what's going on. So, manage demo. Helps if I switch to the right directory first. There we go. Now let's start it up. If I remember correctly, it wasn't working the last time we started it up. Yep. You see, your friends, your real friends, they're not gonna, they'll tell you the things you necessarily don't want to hear. And they'll also be there with you when things aren't great. Never trust people who always tell you the things that you want to hear. Well, it's not that you necessarily can't trust them, but I would give more weight to the people who tell you the things that you might not want to hear. Because some people might always tell you what you want to hear because they just want to avoid conflict. So it's not really their fault, you know. But then other people, they'll just tell you what you want to hear because they want to suck up to you. And it's really hard to tell the difference, you know. So, but even though those people that won't tell you that'll always tell you what you want to hear, I mean, if they still stick by you when things are bad, then you know they're a friend. But even then, at some point, I mean, people's paths go different ways. I mean, your friend today, and maybe your friend of many years, eventually they might have to go their own way. And you'll have to accept that. The truth is, there aren't many people that will forever have your own best interests in their thoughts. That's a sad truth. Even people that have stuck by you through thick and thin. Very difficult for most people to grasp. And very difficult for those that do grasp it to actually accept it. A lot of times people that come to that realization, they become really antisocial in general. Understandably, but it's not necessarily the correct behavior. Alright, well it did come up, so that means it's working, right? Well, let's check the links. Bravo comes up fine. And Charlito does not come up fine. Yes, Charlito was broken, because Charlito was what I was working on. And we know that because if we go up here, my editor, Charlie's the last thing we're working on. So let's see what the error was. I should have shortcutted that. Remembering shortcuts takes brain power. Alright, here we go. Lots of red. Oh, depth. Maximum depth. That's not good. It would seem that I have a loop of some kind, which is really weird. I don't recall having loop in these pages. Well. Maximum depth exceeded means that it was adding an element to the DOM structure, and it just kept adding and adding and adding and adding until there were too many elements. Which I really shouldn't have encountered, believe it or not. So I said I don't have any loops in here. This .render pop-up, which only gets called once. This is the method I added. I returned a dialog. I have an idea about what it was. I bet you it's this. What is going on? Well, let's see if it actually was this. Let's go ahead and cut this out. We're just cutting that one out, just the button. And we'll start it up again. Oh, actually, it is nice weather now. Like I said, the dark clouds, the light rain. These are the kinds of days where you get me in a nice climate-controlled environment. I can look at the window while drinking some hot coffee and using my e-cigarette. Yeah, it makes me feel cool. It makes me feel cool. Yeah. It's also a good backdrop for, like, sad romantic song videos. Where a guy got dumped or whatever because he made a mistake and his girl did something, walked off, whatever. Not that my girl has walked off. Had a nice chat with my honey bunny this morning. A nice, wonderful chat. Short chat, because Sundays she has, she goes to church, and that happens during our normal chat time, so it's a little bit shorter than normal. But any time is good time. So I hope you have people like that with. People that any time you spend time with is a good time. Just because you get to spend time with them. You know what? And I also have that with you. My wonderful and loyal and awesome viewers. Although, if we're being honest, my honey bunny takes higher priority. So, don't take it personally. And I'm sure that you have people that you enjoy spending more time with than myself. I won't begrudge you for that. I was going to say something about questioning your tastes, but like I said before, sometimes people go their own separate paths. Alright, so let's go back to Charlie and let's see if it comes. And Charlie did indeed come up. Right. So, what was wrong? What was wrong? This is a fairly interesting problem. Alright. The key here is this line right here. This line right here. You doubt me on that one? Alright. Well, let's prove it again. Let's prove it again. Does it seem like I'm stalling for time? Because I am. But no, this is a good way to show things to you. Alright, so it compiled again. It came back up again. Let's go back to Charlie, and Charlie again came up. Alright, so what's the issue? Okay, the issue is when this page is rendering, it hits this attribute on the element. It hits the onClick attribute. And when it encounters this, it evaluates it right away. It says, okay, this.handle toggle, and it calls this.handle toggle. This.handle toggle then does something, which we will deal with later, and it comes back. And this is what I don't understand why it does it, but it does it. It evaluates it. Oh, okay. So it goes to this.handle toggle. This.handle toggle, blah, 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 blah. Alright, it does something and it sets the state. Setting the state causes the render method to happen again, right? So then it comes in here, it renders this whole thing again. It comes to this element and this attribute and says, oh, handle toggle. So it calls handle toggle again. And that's where we have our loop. It just keeps doing that and doing that and doing that. And doing it and doing it and doing it. Alright, so how do we prevent that from happening? Well, if you look at the other places where we invoke functions on elements, right, on change, you see we have the arrow function right here. Over here, again, arrow function, arrow function. So basically, if we make sure to use the arrow notation, sorry, that's the actual word, that will prevent it from executing it on render. I'm not sure if it actually does. It should generate an event. But if we generate an event, then we need to pass the event. And if we pass the event, we need to make sure we account for it here. Alright, so let's see if that does the trick. I think I've shown you that particular error before, because I've made that mistake before. And you see it came up, even with that thing in there. So does that mean we're good? We're done? Not necessarily. Let's see if it even actually works. Ooh, it did work. But how do we make it go away? Okay, yeah, so that's a slight problem. We can't make that go away. Whoops. That's funny. There should be like something we can call on that particular dialogue to what it's supposed to do when it loses focus. I forgot what it was called. Oh, they might have changed. Like something on callback or something or other. Simple dialogues. Alright, yeah, see it you clicked away, it went away. So what did I miss? On close. That's what we're missing. On close. Let's see if I can correctly copy and paste that one. Oh, that's interesting. I already have on close. Alright. But I changed the handle dialog toggle function, right? So it's expecting two parameters, the event and the key. What that means then is I should be getting an error here, actually. Oh, actually, I might not. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Okay. You know why I'm not getting an error? Okay, I'll tell you why. So let's look at handle dialog toggle again. So I'm just passing it the key as the first parameter. Look. This is this guy. Alright. So what is key, the second parameter, defaulting to? Well, since it's not specified, it's just going to default to null. So the dialog object null gets set to the opposite value of null, or whatever, the stored value for null, which would probably be null. I'm not sure what not null would be. But anyway, it's setting that. Basically, the state value associated with the object does not get updated. I wonder if I should even bother with the event. There is something you wanted to do with that sometimes, because what is it? Because there are ghost clicks. Alright. Here's the thing, right? You see it's grayed out. I mean, that's because we're not actually using it. Anything, so, I mean, why bother passing it? But of course, that's going to change this here. So we'll wrap that event. We'll just pass the key. And likewise in here, we'll just wrap the event. And pass the key. See, but now event isn't used. And you know, I forget wrapping the event. Let's see if that works. Oh, nice rainy Sunday. Nice rainy Sunday. And there we go. It works fantastico. Okay, so now how do we actually want to do this, right? Well, so we want, instead of having a button here, because that's kind of, well, obviously the text isn't correct, for one. And two, you know, we got icons. We can use icons. I would much rather we use icons. So let's see if we can change that. What is the demo for? Buttons. They should have an icon demo button. Text buttons. Outline buttons. Floating action. Sizes. Buttons with icon. Here we go. This is what we want. We want icon buttons. Oh, so it's an entirely separate, different button. Okay. So we're going to change this to an icon button. This is a starter. I don't know if we necessarily need the class, but I think we can leave that for now. Let's fix that. Fix that. However, we're going to need the on-click, so that should work fine. We're going to need to change the text for that. We'll deal with that later. So what am I looking for right now? Well, so that's a start. That's basically what I want. But now we need to go a little bit more into the API to see what it should look like. Or what do we have available to us? Icon button API children classes. Alright, we do have color available, so we'll just do color primary. Not going to get too fancy on that. And we left classes in there, but I don't think we have buttons specified, but we'll see what it looks like. As for that, key 1. Alright. So you think that would work right away? No, it's not gonna. Deleted the wrong thing. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have. So what we do need also, though, is to pick the icon. So let me see. We need to import it also. Alright. Import icon button, which means we're not going to use button anymore. That's fine. Got no problems with that. Now, where are our icons? What icons do we have? Oh, really? I don't have the material UI icons thing specified. Sloppy. On API. Here you go. Trying to figure out which icon. I want like a help icon or something like that. No, this isn't it. Okay, yeah, there we go. Man, stupid camera. I was on a roll. Alright, there. We're back. We're back. Are we back? Yeah, okay. So these are available icons. This is an action. Is this an action? I feel like we want an action. We're looking for like help. Help or information. So, okay, here we got help outline. Is there information? Info. No, I like info better. Because it's info. It's not really a help thing. So we'll go with info. Now we got to figure out how we're going to import it again. Import. Here we go. So we're importing an icon. You know what? I've used an icon before. Let's go with the top bar. I've used icons in the top bar, right? Icon button, material icon. Here we go, new icons. I knew I used icons before. So we don't want home, we want info. So icon / info. I think that's the right path. Let me see, is that where it resides? If we have home, do we have home? Okay, we got home, so info should work just fine here. So we'll take info from here, scroll it down, and instead of the delete icon, we're going to have the info icon. You think that'll work? Let's see. I'm glad that the backup process doesn't seem to be slowing things down dramatically. Or maybe it's already done. It's hard to say. I should probably bookmark this page, but hey. Alright, Alpha. Charlie. Okay, here we've got this. And if we click on this, we get our pop-up. Alright, nice. Not sure I like the style though. Oh wow, V4 is coming. I've only just recently gotten used to V3. Actually, I'm not even sure if I've gotten used to V3. Okay. Let's go ahead and add that button style because just cause. Alright, let's get that to come back up. Should be up. I mean, it doesn't really look different. Hey, I'll go with it. And we are just about at the 30-minute mark, so I'll wrap this up for now. Cool keywords about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. Certainly thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of this Sunday afternoon. And then I hope you join me tomorrow as we continue on. And, yeah, until the next time you see me, I hope that you take care and God bless.